Erza Scarlet grew up in a small rural town called Rosemary Village. It was pretty picturesque as far as childhoods go.
Hold on, Wiz, I'm getting a premonition. Despite everything seeming perfect, something terrible happens.
Oh, yeah, a murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
There it is.
Yep.
Young Erza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal Fernandez.
Lose it.
He actually gave Erza her last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her latent magical powers.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Fine, if you want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you'll have to go alone.
After that nightmare, Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent, and so joined the Fairy Tale Magicians Guild. Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for a mage.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon her vast array of weapons and armor at will, meaning she can use multiple combinations of swords, lances, and outfits all in one fight without ever really slowing down.
Damn, that'd be useful for all my weapons. How many's she packing?
She's rumored to have access to as many as 100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Damn.
Nice! As far as armor goes, her go-to is the standard Heart Cruise set. But there's also the Heaven's Wheel armor, where she can send swords flying at people, the spiky defensive adamantine armor, and the Black Wing and Flame Empress armors, which have wings for flying.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, Purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor?
That's my favorite.
I'm not really sure what purpose this serves.
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused. Ever tried to fight with an erection, Wiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy and all, but sometimes she doesn't even bother suiting up. If her back's against the wall, Erza equips her Clear Heart clothing. This enhances her speed and attack over defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Erza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tale Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult gauntlet only the strongest and wisest of warriors can even attempt.
Speaking of achievements, she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Erza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilotons of force.
Erza's also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from a flintlock pistol, guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Damn.
Right, many of her armor sets grant her stat boosts, increasing her speed, magic, defense, etc. She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks, and has a shit ton of weapons? She's basically perfect. Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast armory, but swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always play.
Exactly. Though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand.
Oh, shit.
Like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel universe.
Yeah, that universe has a lot less clothing. Sign me up!
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job done no matter the limits.
I will withstand any physical pain to protect the ones that I love.
All right, the combatants are set.
Oh, shit,
let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright, let's do this, boys.
Oh, sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Oh,
You're the one I'm looking for.
well, you fucked.
Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry,
She wants that
I'm busy.
award.
Maybe later.
Then we'll have to do this the hard way.
I told you I'm busy! Fine! Well, I guess we're doing this now.
Holy shit, dude. Oh.
Whoa! What?
You're coming with me!
Yo.
Neat trick. Try laughing at this!
Oh shit. So get the fuck out.
You are strong, pirate. But this is true strength!
Damn. Yo, they destroying the shit out of that build. Damn.
Fool. Nothing is worse than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
Yo, his willpower
What?
is crazy.
So much for all that true strength bullshit, huh?
The animation, though.
I can do this!
Oh shit, heaven's wheel.
I will claim this bounty for my guild! For my strength! For my friends!
Oh, Zoro's putting head down. He's getting serious now.
Bring it on! You're not the only one who fights for their friends! Now, where the hell is that shipyard?
I kinda had a feeling he was gonna win.
Jesus,
though I want
talk about a killing
Erza to
blow.
win.
In the past, Erza could react to projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. US Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds.
Holy shit.
That's close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet.
Damn.
Erza didn't really rely on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed and damage dealt.
Erza could withstand
Yeah,
hits of
that I
about
gotta
2
agree with.
kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Oh hell yeah.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger than anything Erza has survived. And while Erza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's 9-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense.
Yeah.
This sounded like a good idea on paper, but close-range combat was Zoro's bread and butter.
Erza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world, an up-close duel was exactly what he was looking for.
Damn.
Guess she would be getting a fairy tale ending.
The winner is Roronoa Zoro.
Next time on Death Battle.
Nobody can break Death Battle except for one man.
Hey guys, I'm Chad, I play Boomstick. I'm Ben, I play Wiz, and next time, Deadpool is back. Oh, God. And we're doing something a little different this time. We're going to be announcing his opponent on the Death Battle cast, which if you haven't heard is a thing. We launched a podcast around Death Battle where we hang out, talk fights, and goof.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. 52 Super Luigi out.